The overhead press is one of the fundamental movements for developing our optimally lean and strong body. It's been argued in the StrongFirst system that I belong to that overhead pressing is even the secret of happiness. Now, that's part of it, not all of it, but lifting a heavy weight overhead does feel pretty awesome. What we're going to do is build our overhead press on what we build all of our lifts on, which is the power posture. Ears, shoulders, hips, ankles remain in alignment, keeping my natural spine angles, which will keep me safe and develop strength and power as fast as possible. The problem that everybody has coming in to the overhead press is that we want to use the front of our shoulder, what we call the front delt, because, why, Annie? Because we slouch. Because we slouch. We're all sitting too much. Stop sitting so much. So if she's in that slouch position, if she goes to overhead press, do an overhead press from that position. As you can see, it's going to be overloading this part of the shoulder too. When people are chronically stuck in this position, another thing happens, which is the arm is going to be coming out like this. And if your arm is in this position, you're an ignorant asshole, and nobody wants to be an ignorant. Okay. Hey, social justice humor. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so here we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to start to develop our groove. We're going to start not with the dumbbell, but with our dowel, and we're going to work on what we call the behind the neck press. So we're going to go very light. Some people have talked about this being dangerous, but those tests were done on machines that don't allow you to stack properly, and we're not trying to turn this into a strength event, where this is just to pattern the exercise. So go ahead and press. Good. Keep those knuckles pointed up at the ceiling. Awesome. Good. Turn to the side so we can get a nice side shot. So as you can see, this is making her use her front and the back of her shoulder evenly. She's working on her power posture. She's braced for a punch. This is allowing her skeleton to hold the load of the lift, which is exactly what we want. Good. Awesome. Now, let's transition that into our dumbbell press. We're going to keep that forearm vertical as we press. Go ahead and load up. She's got a nice, awesome vertical plank, super tight power posture. Go ahead and press overhead. Good. Pull. As she pulls, she's going to be pulling straight down like she's doing a chin-up to return to what we call the rack position. Pause. This is the rack position. You're going to find what's most comfortable for you. It might look like this. If it's with a kettlebell, it'll probably be a little more rotated. But with this dumbbell, you can see she's found the position that's tightest against her body. Give me another couple presses. Her plank is maintaining awesome tension. Her spine's in alignment. It looks great. As she does this, she's thinking about pushing herself away from that weight, which is building up more tension. Go ahead and rest for a second, Annie. Show me what happens on your other arm. Let's give the left one a break. Show me what happens when you start to disconnect and that shoulder drifts up. Okay, in this case, her shoulder's going to be popping up. She's going to be reaching, and that's going to be loading the shoulder wrong and lead to an injury at some point. Weight down, please. A little way you can check this is just with a static hold. You can find something to press against. In this case, I'm going to be that resistance for her. Go ahead and push. Now, she's not going to be able to move my hands because I'm providing enough resistance, but as you can see, she's keeping that shoulder down and back, and then go ahead and press me away. That shoulder stays down. It's going to allow for the full range of motion. It's going to develop my body as strongest as possible. Outside of the arm being too far forward, the other biggest issue people have in the beginning with pressing is going to be maintaining their power posture. So Annie, shows me what happens when your power posture, your vertical plank starts to break down. As what's going to happen here, you can kind of see that her spine is loose, everything's wiggly, it's wobbly, it does not look good. It's going to be very at risk for increased risk of injury. So what we're going to do is what we have done with rows and push-ups and several other exercises. We're going to give her a thigh, something to push against. We call this the thigh master technique. She's going to crush that there. Go ahead. And she's going to get super tight. There's also another way to address this, which is going to be regress it down to kneeling, and that's covered in our next video.